I'm Perky Nihilist. This is Car Mechanic Simulator 2015, and thank you for watching and spending a little bit of your time between now and oblivion with me today. So, just getting started, have a new profile for Perky Nihilist. We're in expert mode, and the goal for this series is to collect and own one of every car in the game, fully tuned and ready to drive. So we're starting from scratch, so we're going to have to take on jobs, brake repair, exhaust fixing, etc. Eventually we'll be making our money by buying cars from the auction house, and auctions, not auction house. This isn't World of Warcraft, sorry. And then fixing them up and selling them again, except for the ones that we decide to keep for our collection. So, here we go. So I chose 2015 instead of 2018 because I actually think it's the better game. The mechanics seem better, the performance seems better. Maybe they've made more fixes since the last time I played 2018, but this one just seems to be the better game in my opinion. So here we are in our bare bones garage. Not actually all that bare bones. This being expert mode, we don't get a lot of the conveniences that we get in the normal game mode, and we also have a harder time telling which parts of a car are bad. You can't just, that's loud. You can't just look at a car and see, oh, this starter is rusty, therefore it's the bad part. That's still the basic mechanic, which isn't super realistic, but what can you do? But the difference between a good part and a bad part aren't as obvious. You know, the good parts are also going to be rusty occasionally. So let's see what jobs we have. Running gear and replace oil and filter. I don't know why they always give us jobs we can't take, but anyway, let's do the oil and filter. That one's super quick. I also suspect that there's going to be more talking in the early missions while we're taking on jobs. In later missions, when that almost matches the floor, that's kind of cool. In later missions, when we're just buying cars, fixing them up, and selling them again, it may be more of a chill stream, kind of not so much talking, ASMR sort of thing, because there's only so much you can say about fixing cars after you've fixed up the 17th one. Okay, so have a look at this one. Changing the oil, new oil filter. So let's go grab an oil filter. Cannot wait until I get the tablet and can order them. From where you're standing. Oil filter I4. Oh, and we're going to need this. I'm going to try to stick to fairly realistic, but there is only so much I can do. And there's also stuff I don't know. I'm not a mechanic in real life, and I may not always know the way you're supposed to do things. That was... Okay. Good, got that lined up right. Oil drained. Let go. Let go. There we go. And oil filter. For example, Why does a bad oil filter look black when it starts off blue? Not a whole lot of realism sometimes, but they've got to do something to indicate it. And fill her up with some oil. It kind of lifts up automatically when you've put enough in, but let's go ahead and check it anyway. Dipstick. Right in the middle. And good to go. First $148. We are on our way. Oh, and inventory. We'll just go ahead and sell this off. Decline these just to get them out of the way. And let's do some running gear. I do wonder, when I upload this to YouTube, all my stuff gets copied over to YouTube eventually, if this music is going to get flagged. I'm not too worried about it. I'm doing this for fun, not money, but it'll be interesting to see. Okay. Part not discovered. That's fine. Go ahead and lift that up. Oh, and parts need to be 74% quality. Okay, I can already tell the sway bar is going to need replacing. And that's just going to... Oh my gosh! I forgot how painfully slow the bolts are on a new account. I haven't had a new one for a while. I didn't necessarily have to take some of that stuff off. Just habit. Oh, okay. Maybe I do. Like I said, not a mechanic. Most of what I've learned about cars actually came from this game. So, I do not have to take that off. I know that. Okay, sway bar. That rear sway bar looks pretty bad too. As does some of this. Okay, I think. There we go. Sway bar is bad. That's okay. Yep. Lots of this stuff coming off. Well, their brakes are shiny and new. You always kind of wonder if this wasn't a video game and somebody's car was actually in the state it's in, how on earth they have the parts bad that they actually have bad. You know, like, they might have almost everything absolutely pristine, and then they'll have a, you know, a completely shot sway bar or something. You're like, how did you do that? Did somebody sneak into your garage in the middle of the night and swap out a bad part for a good one? need that one. I just... Okay. Wheel off. Just need to get to that sway bar. Okay. Sort by condition. We still have a part missing. A fourth part. I can also have checked this. Everything else back here looks pretty okay. So let's check out the front again. What am I missing? That bushing looks dodgy. Oopsie. Yep, I bet that's it. And it is. Okay, so we need a small bushing, front and rear sway bars, and a rear knuckle housing. Alright, that should do to get us back on the road. Oh dear. Sometimes, if you don't put things back in exactly the right place, the game will get a little grumpy with you. So let's see. Front sway bar is good. I don't know why I took the brakes off of that other tire. Just habit, I think. I've been doing rebuilds rather than customer jobs mostly, and you just kind of get in the habit of stripping everything off. I'm afraid you'll have to ignore some of the nuts and bolts. They sometimes turn the wrong way. That is a bug that was sadly never fixed. Another thing that expert mode does, or does not, I guess I should say, do, is it doesn't highlight the nuts and bolts for you that you need to remove or tighten. It also does not tell you what piece is blocking you. So if I were trying to take off the wheel in standard mode, it would highlight these pieces to say, hey, you need to remove these before you can do that. In expert mode, it lets you figure that out on your own. One question I've seen a lot is, will this game teach you to be a mechanic? And the answer is no. But it will teach you more about cars than you may already know. For example, I know that sloppy steering is probably somewhere in the running gear, and I might even be able to look under a car and spot the problem area if something is obviously damaged. But will it make you an actual mechanic? No, not really. Alright, good to go. Good to go. Let's see what we have left. We might do one more. Let's look at our balance. 2460. Oh, and inventory, we need to sell stuff. You can do that quickly by holding on the shift button. That will buy or sell things without the confirmation. It's very handy, but do be careful. You can buy expensive items that you didn't actually need if you click the wrong thing. Okay, one more quick one. Replace oil and filter again, and then we are done for this first intro video. I don't know why I'm doing that. Needs to go on the lifter. And up you go. Well, that's lifting. Let's go ahead and queue in some more. Can't take you, can't take you, can't take you. In the standard version, standard gameplay, the jobs will actually tell you what the parts are, and it makes it much easier to find them. Not so much in expert mode. Alright, let's drain some oil. And then get this thing out of the way again. Do you want a filter? You do want a filter. That only makes sense. And I'm going to buy a couple of those because we're going to go through a lot of them. And bring it down. So that initial lift up happens automatically. Just when you get to right about here. You can fill it more if you want to, but there we go. Good to go. Okay. Car is hard to control. It's just one bad part. We'll squeeze one more in for this episode. Anything obviously bad that I can see from above? This car is a little rusty anyway. And we need to be 68%. Okay. Up you go. Let's have a look at your running gear. You're looking a little dodgy. Bingo. Sway bar front A. And let's just grab 2 more of those, because again, that's a part we're just going to go through a lot of. And good to go. We earned a whopping $57. Alright. Okay, that's going to be it for this video. I want to pop off of here and check the volume levels just to make sure that things are fine. And then I may be back for more streaming here in just a few minutes. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.